Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of, just me working on stuff. I am continuing my project of working on the cross guard for a katana blade. This design is currently a depth image. I'm trying to create a depth image that I will eventually turn into a normal map that will apply to the 3D model that I have created. I created that model a long time ago, but I'm attempting to update the textures with something a little, detailed and imaginative, and just trying to really up the game here. So, where I left off, I had decided to kind of take a step back with what I was doing. I had started from the front to back, to work my way back. But I did end up with a lot of like darks and lights, and I realized that I was kind of getting away from my original intention. So I went back and turned a lot of those layers off. And to give you an idea of what I have been up to, let's see. I created a ground plane that will allow me to have a better sense of what is furthest to the back and what is closest to the front. And that should help me gauge the distance of the different elements that I'm dealing with. So, I believe I was working on the water. Let's see. I was dividing up the water, I think. That's right. Hey, Creator Man, how's it going? Welcome back to the show. What have you been up to? See if I can get that chat window here so I can maybe see it better as I'm working. There we go. Okay. Let's go back. Ah. I don't know. I haven't seen him the last 2 times. I hope he will. I'm only planning on doing this for maybe about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So hopefully he'll get the alert and join us. Alright, that works. So anything new going on with you? Let's see. I had a. Let's see. I'm happy that tomorrow's Friday. The week kind of took me by surprise because we started on Tuesday at work because we had President's Day off. So I went through this morning thinking it was Wednesday and that I had 2 more days left to work, but I've only got one, so that frees me up for the weekend, and I'm going to spend it relaxing. Actually, I take that back. There will be relaxing, but I've also got to clean my apartment, so I'm going to be doing a bit of that. Did some of that this morning, or not this morning, before I signed on here this evening. Man, what's up with my brain? One of these days I'll learn how to talk. Oh, man. That's the worst. When you go through the day thinking that, you've got Saturday and Sunday coming up next and you've got an extra day of work or an extra day of school or whatever, man, that sucks. I hate being on the other end of that equation. It's always better to go, oh, well, the week is over. It's time to go home. It's like, nope, I'm stuck here for 2 days. I'm sorry about that, man. That sucks. So I had swimming in gym, so my day's just been crap. Oh, you're a swimmer? That's actually one of my favorite things to do. Alright. Just coming along. Swimming is mandatory, but I have to change in and out, and going out to the bus in the cold kind of sucks. Oh man. Yeah, of course I'm kind of fortunate, I guess if you consider it. Like I'm in Florida, so uh, I don't really get much super cold weather here, so but man, yeah, and locker rooms in middle school were never fun for me either. Um, oh, jeez. Yeah, like I have a gym membership now, and there's still a locker room there, but like you don't really interact with people. There isn't like judgment or anything. And the gym I've got has like an indoor heated pool, which, as exercise goes, I absolutely love it because I'm a heavier guy. Jogging hurts. It's murder on the knees. And if you can do it, if you can exercise and the water keeps you kind of weightless, you can get in a good workout and not have to worry about injuring yourself. But uh, haven't been able to do it recently since the gym has been super crowded. since I'm in Florida, we get a lot of people coming in from the north seasonally. So, you know, I'm working out, everything's fine, everything's cool, and all of a sudden, where the hell did all these old people come from? Why is my gym so crowded? Uh, Hopefully I can get back there sometime soon. But yeah, if you're wet or soggy or like not completely dried off and you got to go through cold air, yeah, I know that sucks. That sucks a lot. That's pretty much exactly where it needs to be. This, however, is knocked back a bit. So it's just difficult. Yeah. I my most recent experience with snow, I lived in Toronto, Canada back in 2016. Uh, that was that was an eye opener for living in cold conditions. You know, me being a Florida boy, born and raised, and then living in Southern California, and then moving to Canada. So, yeah, the cold the cold can be an interesting thing to deal with. Uh, well, see, the funny thing is, um, I've never really liked super hot weather. So once I learned how to dress for the cold, I actually really enjoyed it. Um, it's nice to live in a place that has actual seasons. I mean, as a novelty, I'm sure that if you spend your whole life up there, the winter can get like really just, ugh, you know, and you long for going someplace where it's warm all the time. But me, I grew up where it was hot all the time. And like I tell everybody, I was born in Florida, but I was raised in air conditioning. So I kind of like to keep things cool for myself. So, so the weather up there for me was actually kind of nice, and I enjoyed the snow and everything. Uh, that, and I don't think it really got extremely cold the way that it could in like central Canada, because we had a breeze coming off of the Atlantic all the time. So that kept the air around Toronto kind of relatively warm, because that air was coming up from the equator, and so the air was usually warmer than the rest of the atmosphere. I tell you what, the trip up there was interesting because I went up there for work, and I loaded up as much as I could fit into the back of a 2005 Pontiac Vibe, filled up what I could from my one-bedroom apartment, and drove from Burbank, California to Toronto through an ice storm. That was an adventure. I've only ever been to... I've been to Manhattan like maybe once or twice. I've been to Buffalo a couple times, and went to Niagara, like the Niagara area, and crossed over to the U.S. side. Um, yeah, New York was nice. Depends. I guess it depends on where in New York, though. Yeah, we'll keep that right like that. Your favorite city is fun, but where I live is so boring. So I guess you're not in New York City, right? You're in like the suburbs or like upstate New York, something like that. No, live in the suburbs close to the city, but not in it. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the suburbs. Actually, I'm not familiar at all with the suburbs, so I couldn't speak to that at all. But uh, so when you get older and you can choose where you want to live, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Definitely New York, maybe Cali, but I want to go wherever there is good college for software engineering. All right. Well, I know it's extremely competitive, but if you're going to go to college, there are two choices that I can think of for really good computer programming and software engineering. I mean, the ones that spring to mind are MIT and Stanford. MIT is down in Boston. Go for it. Try it. Like, you never know. You never know how what the admission is. It doesn't even matter if you have the highest GPA. It doesn't matter if you have like astronomical grades. Apply anyway, and you never know. It may, your other background also plays into it. Stanford too. Um, let's see. Any other computer engineering? Maybe Caltech. See, the good thing about Stanford, college is much out of where I live now. Yeah, aim for those two, honestly. I would say the good thing about Stanford is it's Northern California, so it's not like ridiculously hot, but the weather's pretty good. And that and all of the Silicon Valley companies are nearby. So if you have the opportunity to do an internship, that would be where to go. That would be what to do. So, I mean, if it were me, that's exactly where I would go. Yes, I did. I went to the University of Central Florida in Orlando. I went there for many, many years. My my academic career was somewhat untraditional. No. The katana I'm working on is just because I felt like working on it, but let me give you an example of why. Let's see. There is a website that I usually go to for inspiration. It's called ArtStation. And they have a lot of excellent work on display. Like this is all done by other 3D artists, either digital or computer animated, or like 3D, or or. And like they have absolutely incredible work. And this is where professionals in the industry go to, show off their 3D modeling or their digital painting, some of the things they've worked on professionally or for their own personal, uh, creation. And I'm updating my katana model so that I can put out a really high quality render. Like, say for example, this gun that this guy worked on looks really cool. Looks really cool. So I want to have a really high quality rendering of my katana that I can share on this site. I mean, maybe eventually I'll use it in a game, but I haven't I haven't developed any games to full completion yet. And somebody made Bruce Lee. I am impressed. Anyway, there's lots of really good stuff on here. Character design, texturing. God, look at that render. It's a lion made of ice. That's awesome. Oh, wow. Okay. I can't go down this rabbit hole right now. I could stare at this for a month. Alright. That's right. You said you were in getting into game design, right? Or that you were you had some experience with that. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Both of those are really good languages to have. Um, I started. Eh, let's see. The funny thing is, for a long time, I didn't think I could program. I did not think that I had the aptitude for it because I assumed that it was going to be very math heavy, and math was definitely not my strong suit. There's a reason I decided to become an artist. It's because I was that bad at math. But while I was at University of Central Florida, I had to take a computer science class, and they started me off with JavaScript. And to my surprise, I actually did not suck at it. So I started learning other programs. I started learning, well, HTML to go with the JavaScript, but then um, started learning a bit of Python. Never really went far with that, at least not yet. But um, one of the things I really started messing around with was MelScript, which is very, I would say, similar to C# in a way. Uh, but MelScript is for Maya. It's the program that, like my 3D program that I use, it was it was created using this script language. So you can do a lot of interesting things in your 3D programs if you know how to code. And then Maya became like Python compatible, so you can do 3D modeling and animation and all kinds of fun stuff and incorporate Python into it as well, which I thought was really interesting. Another reason I need to pick that back up. Well, I know all about procrastination, so I'm not gonna give you any crap for it. Nice, nice. It's important to start early, I guess. So how long have you been coding now? Oh, nice. So what courses are you using? Man. Okay, well, hold on. Yeah, I use W3 Schools all the time for JavaScript and HTML. They teach C# too. I haven't been there in a while, but if they do, I might want to take another look at that. Yeah, usually when I get stuck on something, I'll try to, like, especially if I get like an error that I've never seen, I'll try to Google it. But I usually end up getting a lot of answers from Stacked Overflow. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but that's a really good resource for programmers, like to ask questions. It's a good forum. Nice, nice. I'm not entirely sure if they did it when I first encountered them, but it probably did, and I just wasn't paying attention to it. That's good. That's a good resource to have. All right. Ah, welcome back, Creator Man. Good question. Do you know how to export a PY file as an exe file? Not offhand. I know that it can be done, but I'm not familiar with enough with Python to be able to answer that question for you. I know that that's something that you have to do within the IDE. I think like there should be a let's see, was it idle? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how helpful that will be, but hopefully you'll get something out of that. Mm. Alright, take care, Creator Man. I'm probably going to bow out here soon myself. I'll go ahead and wrap things up now. So, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. And hopefully we'll see Crankbait here again soon. And a couple of the others that have joined the channel. So, good talking to you again, Creator Man, and good luck with all your stuff. In the meantime, have a nice night.